Now, all these factors that impact or affect or have the capacity to altercate the human resource planning in the organization are basically categorized into two groups. One are external factors, that means the factors that are present outside the organization but still have an impact on the human resource planning in an organization, and internal factors, the factors which are present within the organization and also have the impact on the human resource planning. So basically these are the different two groups of factors that we are going to look at now. The factors affecting human resource planning, very small concept, a very easy concept. I think just looking at the theory we can just get a basic idea of this entire concept of factors affecting human resource planning. And I'm again telling that challenges are different from factors. Both of them can actually have a strong impact on the human resource planning, whereas challenges, the previous topic, challenges of human resource planning, are the areas where we have to be careful, and these are basically the factors which can impact any change in this particular factor. It will definitely have an impact on the human resource planning, whereas challenges are the area where we have to be careful, and any change in this this particular challenges, we should actually have to deal carefully. So basically moving on with this topic, factors affecting human resource planning, a small topic, simple topic, just theoretical concept. See, several factors affect human resource planning. These factors are classified into external factors and internal factors, as we already discussed. Now, what are the different external factors? That means what are the different factors outside the organization which have an impact on the human resource planning, or which may have the impact on the human resource planning, or any change in these particular factors will definitely have an impact on the human resource planning. See, so the first external factor is level of economic development. See, the level of economic development determines the level of human resource development in the country, right? That is the true, and thereby the supply of human resource in the future of the country. So here we are telling that, see, if a country or if a state or if a place is economically well developed, it is highly possible, or there is a high chance, or there is a high probability that the human resource in that particular place or country or state is also well developed. Now, if this particular the human resource in an organization, in a country or in a place or a state is well developed, now our human resource planning is kind of easy, right? That means we can basically rely on that particular human resource, right? That means you are telling since the, for example, let's take a nation. Since this particular nation or this particular country is economically well developed, there is high probability that the human resource in that particular country is also well developed. Now we can freely do our human resource planning without any without any third idea telling that, or second idea telling that, okay, do we or will we get the human resource that we require? Is there any chance that we don't get the human resource that we require? We'll not be having these second thoughts in most of the cases, right? That means we can most certainly, or most probably, or in most of the cases, we can freely do the human resource planning, right? So this particular level of economic development also has an impact, right? So this is one of the external factor of the human resource planning. Now, the second external factor is international factors. Now, international factors like the demand and supply of human resource in various countries also affect the human resource planning, right? For example, if I am a company in India, and if I am starting my if I am starting my subsidiary in, for example, a different country. Now, the availability of the required human resource in that particular other country where I'm trying to start my subsidiary, also it has an impact on my human resource planning, right? That means while planning for human resource, I should also consider these international factors, like will human resource be available in that particular place, or will the human resource work according to the plan that I am going to do in that particular nation. Who knows, maybe their rules may be different, our rules may be different. In this way, international factors also have an effect on the human resource planning. So this is the second external factor. Now, the third external factor is business environment. Now, business environment means the internal and external factors that influence the business in general. Now, business environmental factors influence the volume of mix of production and thereby supply of human resource in the future of the country. So we are telling that, see, based on the dynamic nature of a business environment, or basically a business environment also has the power to affect or impact the human resource planning. Like in simple terms, like for example, wage curves and all these things, or the available wage rates and all these basic demand, supply, and of all these basic factors that have an impact on the business environment also have an impact on the human resource planning. Now, government policies, okay, one of the other external factors that have an impact on the organization, one of the most common thing, government policies. Now, various policies of the government, like the labor policy or industrial policy towards reserving certain jobs for different communities and sons of the soil, etc., also affect human resource planning, right? Now, see, for example, if you are basically planning to start an organization in any particular state in India. Now, if there is a, if there are no government policies, then you are free to do the planning. Now if there are any, certain government policies telling that, okay, if you want to start an organization in this particular state, half of the employees should be from that particular state, and in the rest, this much percentage of the employees should be women, this much percentage of the employees should be men, no children, or only adolescents. In this way, if government restricts, or if government basically rolls out different policies, that will also have an impact on the human resource planning, right? Now, initially, in the situation or in the scenario where there are no government policies, I am free to do the human resource planning. Now, if in the second scenario where there are so many government restrictions, or there are so many government policies and all these things, now I have to carefully plan my human resource planning, or basically carefully do the human resource planning by keeping all these things in mind, right? So basically we are telling that the government policies can also affect the human resource planning. So this is one of the external factors. Now the last external factor that we are going to discuss is the level of technology, the most common one. Technological changes have an impact on the human resource planning, right? Now, technology can be interpreted as the application of knowledge to practical tasks which lead to new invention and discoveries. Just a general bit. The invention of latest technology determines the kind of human resource required. Okay. Now, for example, see, if C programming is prevalent in the market, okay. Now, if suddenly a new platform, that Java platform for programming is released, now your human resource planning will also be impacted, right? Now, who knows if all the new clients that your organization is getting are want their projects to be completed on Java platform, but till now all the employees in your organization have been working on C platform. Now your planning, the entire planning gets affected, right? Because the second step of human resource planning, what you do, you forecast the demand. Then what you do, you look after what you actually have, right? Now if all your employees are basically working on C programming, or have worked on C programming, and suddenly your new client asks, or basically demands, or chooses, or decides that his project should be completed on Java platform. Now come to the third step of the human resource planning planning process, where you look after what are the available human resource supply in your organization. Now the entire thing becomes zero, right? That means all your employees work only on C programming. The required thing is Java programming. Now you can't match this, right? Now this particular supply, your particular HR supply becomes zero, right? So basically any new technological changes also have an impact on the human resource planning. So this is one of the external factors. Now, having talked about the external factors, let's move on to the internal factors. That means factors within the organization which have an impact on the human resource planning. See, so the internal factors, okay. So the first internal factor is the company policies and strategies. See, the organization's policies and strategies related to expansion, diversification, etc. determines the human resource demand in terms of quality and quantity. General bit, right? See, for example, if your organization is going for any strategic plans, telling that I'm looking for acquisition, I'm looking for merging and all these things. Now that will definitely have an impact on the human resource planning, right? So that is what we are actually telling, that the company's policies and strategies also have an impact on the human resource planning. So this is the first internal factor, the factors present within the organization which have an impact, or which can affect the human resource planning. Now the second thing is human resource policies in particular, okay. Human resource policies of the company are about the quality of human resource, compensation level, the salaries, the quality of working conditions, the general working conditions, etc. influence the human resource planning, okay. Now the third internal factor is the company's production and operation policy. Now the company's policies regarding how much to produce and how much to purchase from outside, or from manufacturing or the final product, influences the number of kind of people required. For example, see, let's take a manufacturing industry, okay. Let's take a manufacturing industry. Now so many different kinds of things can happen in manufacturing industry. Like for example, there may be organizations, or there may be factories which manufacture the entire product, right from the raw materials to the end product. Now there may also be different industries, or different factories, or different organizations which basically do not start from the raw materials. That means they actually procure different already built spare parts, and they basically assemble each and every spare part, and they make as a whole end product, and they basically bring that out into the market. Now see, the human resource planning for these kind of organizations, and these kind of organizations will be different, right? Here, if you want to do human resource planning, since each and every other task is done in detail here, you will be requiring more number of human resources here. In this way, you will be requiring a different number of human resources here. So based on the company's production and operational policy, this particular human resource planning may get impacted or affected. So this is considered as one of the internal factors affecting the human resource planning, right? Now, moving on. The next internal factor affecting the human resource planning is the trade unions. Okay, one of the most important, one of the most common thing that we are see, we will also be looking at how is this going to impact in while we are discussing the industrial relations, like what are the different things these particular trade unions can do. Now, in case it is declared by the unions that they will not work for more than 8 hours in a day, it affects the human resource planning. Now, how? For example, if there is an upcoming project, so that employees work for 9 hours a day in your office, so you basically know how much work is being done per day. Now, based on this assumption, you make a human resource planning for the future. Now, suddenly in the in the meanwhile, these particular trade unions come out with their opinion, telling that okay, we are not going to work for 9 hours a day, we are only going to work for 8 hours a day. So initially your planning is based on the assumption telling that employees work for 9 hours a day. Now suddenly the contribution of time, or basically the contribution of work and contribution, each and every contribution from the employee is being reduced by 1 hour a day, right? Now that will definitely have a change in your human resource planning, because you made that entire human resource plan based on certain assumption which is now changed, right? So the trade unions also have an impact on the the human resource planning in this particular way. This is one of the scenario. There may be so many different other scenarios, but this is one of the scenario. Now, therefore, the influence of trade unions regarding the number of working hours per week, recruitment sources, etc., affecting the human resource planning and is to be kept under consideration. Okay. Now, another internal factor is the organizational growth cycles. Now we all know, see, there is this concept called as organizational growth cycle, which tells that in which stage is your organization in a particular thing called as a growth cycle. Now this growth cycle has 4 different stages, telling that initial stage, you have growth stage, and you have this maturity stage, you have this decline stage. Now initial stage is where the organization is its initial time period, where it is just introduced, or in the starting stages, in the early phases of the organization. Okay, now moving on to the next stage, which is growth stage, where the organization is in the growth path. That means it is booming, it is growing, it's rapidly growing, right? Now you reach the maturity stage, where the organization is performing at its peak. Now you have the decline stage, where the organization's performance, or basically the organization is declining, is basically in the declining curve, or in the declining path. Okay, these are basically the 4 stages in the cycle, basically in the organizational life cycle. Okay, now based on in which stage your organization is in these 4 life stages of the organization, your human resource planning will also get impacted. Okay, now at the starting stage, the organization is small as such. This is a typo. Let me read it in the correct way. But it is natural that the need of employees is usually smaller. Okay, so at the starting stage, the organization is small as such, but it is natural that the need of employees is usually smaller. So in the initial phases, the the requirement of the number of employees will usually, not in all cases, usually be smaller. Now, however, by the passage of time, as the organization enters the growth phase, more young people need to be hired. Likewise, in the declining stage or recession or downturn phase, human resource planning is done to retrench the employees. So basically we are telling that based on in which stage your in which stage of the growth cycle your organization is currently in, your human resource planning will also be affected. Okay, now moving on to the next thing, job analysis. Basically, job analysis means detailed study of the job involving the skills needed for a particular job. We already discussed that job analysis means each and every piece of information relating to a job. Now, human resource planning is based on job analysis, right? Which determines the kind of employees to be procured, right? Now, time horizon. The company's planning differs according to the time period of the forecast, right? That means, see, for example, whatever example we have taken till now, we discussed that we have an upcoming project after 1 year. Similarly, we'll also be having upcoming projects after 2 months, after 3 months, after 4 months. So based on the time period that we have, our human resource planning will also get impacted or affected, right? So that is what we are telling, that the time horizon is also one factor that affects the human resource planning in an organization. Now, the last internal factor that has a capability, or basically that affects the human resource planning in an organization, is the type and quality of the information. This we have already read as one of the challenges in human resource planning, that is the type and quality of the information. See, every planning process is in need of qualitative and accurate information about the following organizational structure: capital budget, the functional area objectives, the level of technology being used, the job analysis, the recruitment sources, the retirement plans, the compensation level of employees, that means the basic salaries running in the organization, etc. Hence, the human resource planning is determined on the basis of type and quality of the information.